In chapter 4.5, we're going to be multiplying polynomials. So we've already done adding and subtracting polynomials. For adding and subtracting, all we have to do is combine like terms. For multiplying, though, multiplying is going to be a little bit more complicated. We have to essentially, we're going to be distributing, and then we're going to be using the properties of exponents. So for example, let's multiply a monomial times a monomial. So one term polynomial times a one term polynomial. So we have negative 8x to the 6th times 5x cubed. So we have to multiply negative 8 times 5, which is negative 40. When we're multiplying x to the 6th times x cubed, that's going to be the product rule, so we have to add the exponents. So the new exponent will be 6 plus 3, so that's negative 40x to the 9th. Okay, so that one, when we're multiplying monomials like that, that's relatively simple. It obviously gets a little more complicated. Now we're going to be multiplying a monomial into a polynomial that's not a monomial. So for the first one here, we have 2x squared times 3x squared minus 5. So the 2x squared is a monomial. 3x squared minus 5 is a binomial. So what we have to do is we have to use the distributive property. So it's the same concept as when we distribute numbers in there, except now we have to take into account the exponent rules. So for the first one here, we have to distribute the 2x squared to both of these terms. 2x squared times 3x squared, 2 times 3 is 6. X squared times x squared, we have to add the exponents and make it x to the 4th. And then minus 2x squared times 5, 2 times 5 is 10, so minus 10x squared. Okay, and then for B, for the next one here, we have 3x to the 4th times 2x cubed minus 7x plus 3. So we're multiplying a monomial into a trinomial. So we have to multiply the 3x to the 4th into each one of those three terms. So 3x to the 4th times 2x cubed, 3 times 2 is 6. X to the 4th times x cubed. We add the exponents and get x to the 7th. Minus 3x to the 4th times 7x, 3 times 7 is 21. X to the 4th times x, then we have to add the exponents, 4 plus 1 is 5. And lastly, 3x to the 4th times 3, so that's plus 9x to the 4th. So we get that answer for this one. Okay, and then for this next form of distributing, so far we multiplied monomials, then we multiplied a monomial into a binomial and a monomial into a trinomial. Now we're going to be multiplying two binomials together. So to find the product of these two binomials, we're going to distribute each term from the first binomial to every term in the second binomial. We can call this foiling. So when we're multiplying two binomials, the shortcut little phrase for it is foiling. But all it is just distributing. So foiling, what it stands for, the F stands for the product of the first terms. The O stands for the product of the outside terms in each binomial. The I stands for the product of the inside terms, and the L stands for the product of the last terms for each binomial. So what we do, we multiply those, and then our answer is the sum of all of those. So let's do some examples. So we have, for the first one, x plus 2 times x plus 5. So we have a binomial times a binomial. So we have to multiply each term from the first one into each term of the second one. So we have to multiply the x by the x and the x by the 5. So the x times the x, those are the two first terms. So that's going to be the F in FOIL. The x times the 5, those are the two outer terms in the binomial, so that's the O. Next, we multiply the 2. 2 times the x and 2 times the 5. 2 times the x, those are the inner terms, so that's the I. 2 times the 5, those are the last terms, so that is the L. So that is your FOIL. So x times x is x squared, plus x times 5 is 5x. Now multiply the 2. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 5 is 10. So we're adding all these together like I mentioned before. We have to combine like terms now. 5x plus 2x is 7x. So we get x squared plus 7x plus 10. Okay, and then for the next one, 2x plus 4 times 5x minus 3. So I'm going to distribute the 2x and then distribute the 4. So distributing that 2x into that second binomial, 2x times 5x is 10x squared. 2x times negative 3 is going to give us a minus 6x. Now distributing the 4, 4 times 5x is plus 20x. 4 times negative 3 will give us minus 12. Combine like terms, that's 10x squared. Negative 6x plus 20x is plus 14x. And then minus 12. And then next one for this one, we have 7x cubed minus 5x times 4x squared minus 3. So we're going to distribute the 7x cubed and then distribute the negative 5x. So we do have to watch out for plus or minus signs, positive and negative signs. So distributing the 7x cubed, that's going to be 7x cubed times 4x squared is 28x to the 5th. So don't forget, the exponent rules, we have to add the exponents. 7x cubed times negative 3 is going to give us minus 21x cubed. And now distributing the negative 5x, negative 5 times 4 is going to be negative 20. X times x squared as x cubed. Negative 5x times negative 3 is positive 15x. So combining those like terms in the middle here, we get 28x to the 5th minus 41x cubed plus 15x. Okay, so that's foiling. That's multiplying a binomial by a binomial. Now I'll make it a little bit more difficult for this last page. So now we're going to be multiplying polynomials with more terms. So we're going to be multiplying binomial times a trinomial times a trinomial. So to do this, it's essentially the same thing that we just did. We're going to be multiplying each term from the first polynomial into every term in the second polynomial and then combining like terms. So it's just distributing just like what we just did, except technically it's not called foiling, but same exact method. So this first one, 2x plus 3 times x squared plus 4x plus 5. So we have to distribute the 2x into every term in the second polynomial and then distribute the 3. So distributing that 2x first, 2x times x squared is 2x cubed. 2x times 4x is 8x squared. 2x times 5 is plus 10x. Okay, now distributing the 3. 3 times x squared is 3x squared. 3 times 4x is plus 12x. 3 times 5 is plus 15. So combining like terms, we get 2x cubed. We have 8x plus 3x squared, so 11x squared. 10x plus 12x, 22x, and then plus that 15. Okay, and then for b here, we have 5x minus 2 times 3x squared minus 5x plus 4. So we're going to distribute the 5x into each term, and then distribute the negative 2. So distributing the 5x times 3x squared is 15x squared. Multiplying 5x times negative 5x, that's minus 25x squared. Nope, actually for that first term, I just made a mistake on that first term. It should be cubed because it was 5x times 3x squared. Okay, so now for multiplying the 5x by the 4, that's going to be plus 20x. So that's it for multiplying the 5x. Now we have to multiply the negative 2. So negative 2 times 3x squared is negative 6x squared. Negative 2 times negative 5x, that's going to be plus 10x. Last one, negative 2 times 4 minus 8. Combine like terms, we have 15x cubed. Negative 25x squared minus 6x squared is negative 31x squared. 20x plus 10x plus 30x. And then minus 8. And as notice, I'm writing all of the answers in standard form here, descending order in terms of the exponents. Okay, and then for the last one, we have x cubed plus 2x minus 1 times 2x squared minus x plus 5. So this is a trinomial times a trinomial. So we have to multiply the x cubed into every term in the second polynomial. And then we have to multiply 2x into every term. And then we have to multiply the -1 into every term. So drawing those arrows kind of gets a little messy when there's that many arrows, but if it helps, then do it. If not, then you don't have to. So multiplying the x cubed first, we get x cubed times 2x squared, which is 2x to the 5th, minus, so to x cubed times -x, so minus x to the 4th, x cubed times 5 plus 5x cubed. Next, multiplying the 2x. 2x times 2x squared is plus 4x cubed. 2x times -x is minus 2x squared. 2x times 5 is plus 10x. I'm going to shift this all over in a second. Okay, just had to make some room. Now lastly, multiplying the -1. -1 times 2x squared is -2x squared. -1 times -x is plus x. -1 times 5 minus 5. Okay, so now we just have to combine like terms. So 2x to the 5th is just one of those. Then we have -x to the 4th. Not even going to underline it. There's just one of those. So just rewrite it. Combine the cube terms. So 5x cubed plus 4x cubed is 9x cubed. And for the squared terms, we have -2x squared, and then minus 2x squared, -4x squared. And then we have 10x plus x gives us 11x, and then minus that 5. So that would be our final answer for this product for multiplying a trinomial times a trinomial. So obviously a little bit longer, but still the same steps pretty much. Okay, so that's it for 4.5.